Okay, is this working? Let's see. Screen 1. Shouldn't have anything on there except for Minecraft and Bridge. Okay, cool. Also, just load up GIMP, just in case. We're gonna keep it pretty chill today. We are going to... Okay, so here's what's going on. So, I was trying to see if the tightrope mechanic works. If you're in my Discord, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so I was trying to get that working earlier today. With multiplayer. So I joined the world on my phone, and then it threw a bunch of error messages and nothing was working. So I found out that I need to make a bunch of changes and fix a bunch of things in the scripts. So what we're going to do is we are going to throw on our non-copyright playlist. There we go. Then we'll get it in the recording. Boom. Okay, so now that we have that going, we are going to do this. So the plan is right now to go through these different scripts and figure out what needs changing, what needs fixing, and we're probably just gonna have to build these up from the ground. Like with the grapple gun scripts, I actually took the second half of it and just reused it from the previous version. So like in this system run interval, I'm pretty sure I just used the old script, which I do have down here. Run interval. Yeah, it's pretty close to the same. We don't have to worry about that one. But let me pull up the list of scripts we do need to remake. So grapple gun, tightrope, encounter, and enemy scripts. So let's get started on that. So the oldest one is the encounter scripts. This needs to be fixed. So yeah. Here we go. I'm going to make a list. Where should I make a list? Can I turn this off? Yeah, okay, there we go. So let's see. In 3D, reset values, normalize selection, set new edge. Okay, so this is partly setting the area and also testing whether there is a player in the area. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay. It's kind of loud. Can't even hear myself think. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, so set up new area, and then test if is player inside area. Set up new area. Okay, so first grab the encounter entity and set new boundary. Run from entity, not player. That's one thing. And then test if any players inside area. And under that, we're going to say reset entities inside set entered value when needed. Set new boundary. And then this, we need to also do area settings. Area settings, which will be okay, set padding, create structure, set, what are the other things we need? Setting, okay, single use entered state. And single use set entered state. Okay, cool. Encounter entity set new area for entry. Okay, so this is technically all we need for this script, I'm pretty sure. But we do have a lot of this other things. So now that we know what we need at the, like, as the very bare bones stuff, we're going to go through these different things and we're going to see what they all do. And I just realized I need to capture my cursor. There you go, now you can see. Okay, we're gonna go through these things and see what they do so that we can figure out if we need them, if we don't, if we can scrap them, if we can change them around, stuff like that. So, yeah. Okay. So, just told the Discord if they wanted to join. Okay, so then this one, we can get rid of this. So, delete. No, we'll just say deprecated. Because we don't need to worry about that. Because we have a new thing that does that for us. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Deprecated. Okay. Right? That's how you, that's the word, right? Deprecated. Outdated or not recommended for use. Yep. Okay. Cool. Right. Just wanted to make sure I had that right. Okay. Entity spawn. Okay, so this is what sets the settings from the beginning. So we do need this. Need this. And then we're going to write that in later as encounter variable setup. Okay, what's next? Item use. Item sneaking is, that'll reset the values. Can we make that more elegant? No. I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, we could take a look at the building additions add-on and steal their selection thing. I say that as if it's like a different project and it's not mine, which is stupid, but okay. So we're gonna need this in some capacity. So we'll also set that up here. Reset area plus settings. Okay. And then this is getting that. So we need this. So that's getting the new setup area, right? Yeah. No, this is area settings. Yeah, okay. And then this is setting up the new area. And then this is testing whether the entities, or whether a player is inside that area. Need this. Okay. So this is what we're working with for this script. This is what we need. Really simplified. Now we deprecated this one because now we have a prop killer, so it doesn't even matter. We can just use that instead. So yeah, so we don't need that. And then this should be all we need right here. So let's save this and move on to the next script. Okay, well now I have to, yeah, whatever. It's just gonna keep reformatting that. Okay. So tightrope, this one's fairly new, so I might be able to just edit it instead of scrapping it altogether. The big thing is the grapple swing. That needs a lot of work because it was made for like blocks and stuff. So having it with an entity makes it a little bit harder. So yeah, we'll do that one last because it's the newest stuff. Enemy system, here we go, here we go. So this is where things get pretty complex. So let's close all these so we can figure out what we need. Okay, so this one should set the variables, right? No, that sets the variant. Okay. So set enemy variant. And that's random at runtime, and you can't choose what they look like because that could cause some problems. Okay, so what is this one? Okay. So spawn, wow, I can't even spell. Spawn new KO'd enemy with variant when dead. And then what's this one? Okay. I don't even know what that does, so we may just need to come up with something new. Enemy change state to attack when attacked, I guess. Interact with enemy. This is silent takedowns. Silent takedown. And then this is all of their pathing scripts and stuff. So, dynamic state change system. Okay. That one's pretty self-explanatory. That one's self-explanatory. Enemy change state attack. This one is more... What is it even doing? Actually. Okay. But why is there a no movement timer? That's what I'm wondering. So if the player hurts them, then start a no movement timer. And then okay. Wait. So if the enemy is hurting the player, then the enemy doesn't move. If the enemy is the one that's hurt and the player is hurting them, then switch it to what the heck? Why don't they move if they hurt the player? It doesn't make any sense. So, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are going to move the enemy scripts to the encounter, and then the encounter will keep track of all the enemies. Then, okay. You know what? Move everything to encounter for dynamic states. Like, that's about as much as I can do for that one. And then we need to make sure that it's not from the player, it's from the enemy, or from the encounter, so that it works correctly. Run all state changes from to... Wait, what? Goodness, what am I talking about? Run state changes through encounter player. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. So, yeah, we'll need to move this all over to the encounter. And that's going to be a much bigger script than I thought it was going to be. It's going to go from 480 to probably 800 or more, depending on what we do. So, yeah, we're going to need to do a lot more work there. Because so the next video was supposed to be getting Predator to work better, because it was like buggy and it didn't work, and it was kind of like held together with duct tape, basically, hopes and dreams. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do for the next video, but now that we have all these problems with multiplayer, I have to do that first. So yeah, we're gonna have to move that all into the encounter so that we don't have, because the problem is that each player is running the enemy's scripts instead of having the encounter run them. So what it would do is it would run these scripts 2 times every tick. So if you had, but it would be scale with how many players there are. So if you had 8 players on a world, that means you're running these scripts 8 different times every single tick. And that is not good. So we need to move all of this to the encounter so it's only running once per tick, and then just takes into account all the different players so that we don't have scripts being just like being wasted, like that memory being wasted on having it run 8 different times. So, or 10 different times, however many people. So of course there's going to be like, oh, if the player is outside of the boundary, or if they're like, let's say 32 to 64 blocks away, and it's just like, hey, throw it out. Like, we don't need to do that. But when they are inside the encounter, then they should be accounted for within within that. So that's cool. I think player scripts were okay. I don't think we had to change those at all. What was the other ones? Enemy encounter, tightrope, grapple. Okay, so let's work on the grapple gun. So this is tough. Because we have all of this stuff that is so fun to work with. Yeah. So let's see. There's like writing and all these different things. Because I could just make a new grapple thing and have it like I don't want to remake the grapple script because I've done it 4 times already, but if it's a non-negotiable, if I have to do it, then I will. So because I'm thinking I could just do it like an actual coding route instead of using like, oh yeah, writing entities and stuff like that. I could do that, which would make it a little less finicky, but it'll be a lot more on the back end and a lot more work for that, like the swing mechanic and stuff. Granted, it would be a little bit easier to work with, and a little bit more a little bit more consistent. So maybe we do something there. I'm not gonna touch that actually. I know that there is an error in the grapple gun script, but I think we should be able to just fix the problem there instead of rewriting the whole thing, because that would suck. And while we may move the physics into coding instead of using the like writing entities and stuff like that, I would definitely keep the leash and stuff so that it looks like it has physics and stuff. But yeah, tightrope scripts. Let's figure out what we're doing wrong here. Actually, that's its own beast. Yeah, I want to fix the encounter system first though. So we are going to work on that, and I will make that a different recording so that, you know, we have more content and stuff, I guess. I'll make a second channel to put this on so that you can all watch it without having to flood the main channel. But yeah, we'll see how this goes.